Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Tanya was wild and sexy and got slammed for it. But our final queen is clever enough to keep everything under control. Her control. And does it with a smile that makes everyone love her. Unlike other queens, Dolly has no children or demanding husbands. Maybe that's helped her become the biggest star of them all.
She's an immensely clever woman and very attractive. She's like fly paper to me. I can't take my eyes off her when she's at the room.
It's soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
She's an incredible songwriter. She's unappreciated as a songwriter because of all the other things that you can focus on about her extraordinary appearance, her humor, her ability to act.
Dolly's worth so much money that you could buy me.
Dolly is the most amazing woman I know for getting men to do what she wants them to do. She's been able to take that whole female thing, do that for me, please. And she's just run it down their throats.
Little sparrow, little sparrow.
Just like Loretta, Dolly was born dirt poor in the Kentucky mountains.
They've made an entire career out of being who they are. And that's a really difficult thing for a lot of people to do because they want to be somebody else. They want to put on a mask. They want to dress up.
Yet Dolly always did like to dress up. Her love of the makeover was there from the start.
It was always been really girly girl. And when we didn't have makeup, we would take burned matches and paint eyebrows on. And we would take berries from the mountains and paint our lips.
The big hair thing started early too.
I would get up early and tease her hair and fix it in the back so it would be as big as she wanted it because she always loved big hair.
She puts those wigs on and dresses up, but when she takes it all off, she's just country's cornbread. just like the rest of us.
Dolly always had her tongue in her cheek.
We didn't have anything money could buy. Back we was pretty poor. Folks on welfare used to bring us stuff.
My earliest memory of Dolly would be of her laughing at me because she always had such a great sense of humor.
Pardon? You always look so beautiful. Do you have any secrets? Clean living. Avoid clean living at all costs.
Shock value has always been real important to Dolly.
When they were growing up, there was music all around.
My mother would sing us these beautiful old Irish laments, and I'd cry, and it was like watching a movie or something. When Daddy would drink on the weekends, he would come home, 3 sheets to the wind, and he would play the banjo and bug dance and all that. So we didn't know any other way.
At 10, Dolly got her first chance to sing on the radio.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look and tell me what will I find.
She knew then that she wanted to be a star and worked at it. This little girl paid her due.
Lay me on the ground, fly me in the sky. Show me where
I signed Dolly Parton when she was 14 years old. Dolly and her Uncle Bill Owens would come back and forth from her home up there in Memphis, Tennessee. They didn't have any money, of course. Bill would sleep in his car, and Dolly would stay for $2 a night at the YWCA.
I believe she was still in high school. She had this tiny little voice. It was haunting. And she was doing some songs she had written. And they were so good.
You could tell that one day she was going to happen, and it didn't take too many years after that she really did.
The day she left high school, Dolly moved to Nashville for good. The very next year, she had a #1 hit.
don't try to cry your way out of this line.
When we did Dumb Blonde, Dolly was fresh from the mountains. She was obviously very bright. It's proven she's certainly not a dumb blonde.
Just because I'm blonde, don't think I'm dumb. 'Cause this dumb blonde ain't nobody's fool.
And she still got the same squeal she had when she was in high school.
That's enough of that.
And she was still feisty, just like she is now.
Let You thought I'd sit and you thought I'd wait. You thought I'd cry. You called me a dumb.
I now want to call out a little gal here.
In 1967, country star Porter Wagoner spotted her.
Records. I haven't called you out yet. Wait just a minute there, kiddo.
For the next 7 years, she was his partner on his TV show.
It's my time to cry, yeah. It's my time to cry, oh. It's my turn to cry, it's my time. So brave.
This was the most fruitful time for her own writing. The songs just poured out of her.
Back to the seasons of my youth, I recall a box of raisins someone gave us.
I think Dolly's best material was the stuff that she really wrote from the heart back in the early 70s.
There were rags of many colors.
Songs that are, to me, her richest poetry. She had no collaboration with other people to write all these great songs.
Mama sewed the rags together, so in every piece with love she made my coat of many colors.
Coat of Many Colors is my favorite of anything that she's ever done.
In my coat, many colors. Well, I hurried off to school just to find the others laughing and making fun of me and my coat, many colors that Mama made for me.
It really appealed to me. Your parents didn't have enough money to buy you new clothes, so they patched up the ones that you had, and the other kids at the school all laughing and stuff. Well, my early life was a bit like that, you know, a bit patched up.
Oh, I couldn't understand, 'cause I felt I was rich.
Dolly can be funny. At the same time, she can write The Coat of Many Colors, and you realize that she's as deep as John Lennon ever tried to be. But she's much prettier than he is, that's for sure.
The thing I like about Dolly really is that her songs do have a story and have a background, and they're from a kind of real place as opposed to just rhyming.
Darling, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
They're such real songs, such honest songs, you know. And I think that I'd like to hear some more of those because I think we've gotten away from that in Nashville. That's what made us different from the whole world.
From the very start, Dolly looked back to the childhood home she'd left behind. She made country into a myth, and then she left it behind too. With great difficulty, Dolly got away from the Porter Wagoner show. Her music went pop, and she headed for Hollywood.
Dolly always had the ability to plan ahead while she's charming you.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make it.
Country music followed Dolly into the mainstream at a price. The reign of the country queens was coming to an end. Dolly's business career took off. She became a myth in her own right.
She said they don't call it show art, they call it show business. Let's treat it like a business. Dolly has had more top 10 hit records than any other woman in country music, by far, and has become bigger than country music, bigger than Nashville.
Dolly has her very own theme park, Dollywood.
My thought was more interested in going to Dollywood than she is at Disneyland. Can we meet her? She's a Dolly Parton obsessive fan. She keeps up, what does she look like? Tell me again. And we go through the big blonde hair, enormous breasts.
In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Having conquered the world, Dolly has returned to her musical roots.
by and by.
The bluegrass albums are just outstanding. The Little Sparrow and stuff, those albums. Oh my God. And I asked her once, I said, how do you get all your songs ready for an album? She said, I go to a house they've got in Kentucky, and it's a wooden house, it's not great. And she fasts for a week or so, and then she writes. And that seems to do the trick for her. She seems to get back to where she belongs that way, which is a peculiar way to do it. But I always knew she was a lot more complicated than she let you think she is.